company, we're Valley Roofing. We're located right here in La Follette in the old Woodson Shopping Center, and we specialize in quality metal roofing and quality shingles, and of course, all at reasonable prices. Here at Valley Roofing, we're insured and bring more than 25 years of experience to your job site. Whether you live right here in town or in a surrounding community, we'll be there. We're Valley Roofing, 423-566-6561. 566-6561.
This is Campbell County High School head football coach Justin Price, and this is my radio station, 1450 WLAF.
After midnight.
The tradition continues at All-Star Awards. The old Al Carl Rutherford founded All-Star Awards years ago. Nowadays, Carl's son David carries on the tradition his father started at All-Star Awards. In addition to the classiest trophies and plaques at the most reasonable prices, All-Star Awards now does printed T-shirts and does lamination. Look for David and All-Star Awards in the A-frame that's across the street from the Sonic in West La Follette, or give him a call at 423-562-6761.
This is Cougar head football coach Justin Price. This season, see and hear all the fun and excitement of Campbell County High School football on the WLAF Sports Network.
I don't know if he believes the BS he's spewing, because who knows with these guys. I mean, they're all, Zach Azani gets on Twitter and talks about how he's glad to be here, and he's just so glad to be in Knoxville, and blah, blah, blah. And it's his 7th team in 7 years. I mean, I'm sure he's glad to be here. And this guy here, this guy here, he loves to say crazy things. I mean, this guy is saying that he wants to keep up with the winning of the football tradition, the football winning tradition, or the basketball winning tradition at Kentucky. He wants to keep pace with that. I'm like, dude, you're with Kentucky football. I mean, they take your number of wins and they multiply it by 7, and that's how many games they win in basketball. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding?
But real quick, Tony.
Yeah, man.
That interview you had the other day with Mr. Tony Robinson, wow, man, that was outstanding radio.
I was very impressed. I was one of the 95,000 that was there to see him beat number 1 Auburn in 1985.
Wow, I didn't realize you were that old.
I am, and I was 10 years old. That's one of my first memories of a Tennessee football game.
Well, you aged well, kid.
Well, thank you. But that was one of my first memories growing up as a Tennessee fan, was that 1985 game.
You were 10 years old at that game?
I was. I am 38. I just turned 38 earlier this month.
I didn't get that from Loud Boy.
I didn't either. But Tony Lovejoy, why has Tennessee not reached out to this guy in the past? What's the deal? I understand. I mean, he was, convicted, blah, blah, blah. But is that the real reason? Is there something else, or what? Why has this guy not been welcomed back? Or
I just think that there's been a certain unspoken thing about him, and I don't think that, to be honest with you, I don't think he was ready to be embraced. This is something that he initiated, and it happened on his time. And the story goes that there's a young man named Stephen Crutchfield in the Mid-State. I say young man, he's 30 years old, but he's a collector of Tennessee memorabilia. He looked Tony Robinson up. He found Tony Robinson. They started to talk. Tony Robinson said, hey, I would love to go back home, is what he told him. But I want to talk to Coach Majors. Can you make that happen? I want to talk to and so Coach Majors called him, I guess, later on that night, and they talked, and this kid looked Coach Majors' number up in the book. This guy in Nashville was the whole reason that Tony Robinson's back in the Tennessee fold. It's really a great story.
Oh, it made for a really good radio. Sorry, Loud Boy, to come in and talk about that, but I mean, I thought that was really good radio. I've listened to that show 2 or 3 times in the past couple of days, Tony. But Loud Boy, what's gonna have to happen Tennessee to win on Saturday?
Oh boy,
pigs are gonna have to fly. The Mississippi may have to flow backwards.
There you go.
Alabama's going to have to absolutely fall flat on their face. They're going to have to turn it over about 4 times. And we're going to have to play flawless football.
Yeah, unfortunately, his teams just don't play.
They don't do that.
They don't play distracted football games. No, they don't.
Well, that's what happens when you play robot football like that. But When is John Gruden going to go down to Texas? I heard it's between him and Saban so far. They both accepted the job, and both wives are in town on campuses looking for either a school and a place. Could you guys confirm or deny? Have a good show.
Well, let's see. I talked to the guy over at what website is that guy on? Tenacious D, and he says he's got the word coming out of the office of John Gruden. Oh, he talks to his agent. He knows, man. That guy's a clown. Jerry Colquitt, get in here, brother. How you doing?
What's up, Meta?
You're on Neutral Zone with the Clone. Tell the living listener and all the ships at sea why you're referring to me as Meta now.
Hey, man. You know, your people are from the Mediterranean region, man, so I call you Meta Tony.
Here, I thought you thought I bore some kind of resemblance to Ron Artest, a.k.a. Meta World Peace, but no.
See, that's what I was thinking. It's
an Italian slur. Is that what you're telling me tonight?
I wouldn't call it a slur, man. It's a badge of honor. You got... Never mind.
Jerry, give me a couple of good reasons to feel like Tennessee can stay in the game Saturday.
I think one of the ones you guys just touched on it. I think Tennessee's been impressive the whole year. You know, when they go out there and play, the one thing that you know is they're not going to give the opponent a whole lot. And thing I've been impressed about against teams that are very good and really outclass them in terms of talent. They play very clean games. You know, a lot of times a team that's with lesser talent will go out there and just hand it right over to the other team. Tennessee has not done that at all. And then the other part, you know, Tennessee fans should be licking their chops whenever we play a team that, you know, that will try to pound it at you. And, you know, what that means for us is that we get our 4-3 base defense out there. Not going to see as much nickel defense. And I've said all along, all year, I really like our inside tackles as a group, you know, between Hood and McCullers, and then especially at the linebacking spot. And you and I, Tony, have talked about this the last few days. I'm really liking Sapp and Brewer. I think those kids, they have next level potential, literally NFL potential as a group. You know, that's what happens when you play a team and they play a lot of base offense. Then you get your base defense personnel. That's how that defensive group.
Jerry, that's great stuff. Stay right there. Jerry Colquitt joining us, giving me a reason to feel good. We're also going to go to the Twitter sphere and check on some reasons that folks have as we continue with more as you're listening to Neutral Zone with the Clone, Tony Basilio, and the Lot Boy in for the Clone.
Hey, dude, is that from Hardee's? Yeah, they're buffalo chicken tenders. Man, how do they get the buffalo to marry the chicken? No, dude, they don't have seriously, how can a little chicken be all attracted to a big, hairy buffalo? Wait, what? Is this chicken like big, fuzzy eggs? No, dude. Oh, so the buffalo's the girl. Oh, man, that's a big girl.
Introducing Buffalo Chicken Tenders with Frank's Red Hot Sauce at Hardee's for a limited time participating restaurants. Tasting notes for the Hardee's Buffalo Blue Cheese Thick Burger.
Hey, thank you, Buffalo, New York, for buffalo sauce and blue cheese. Tangy, spicy, vinegary Frank's Red Hot Sauce mixed with creamy, salty, funky blue cheese. Hey, it's tasty enough on a chicken wing. It's a damn revelation when it's on a burger.
The Buffalo Blue Cheese Thick Burger with Frank's Red Hot Sauce and blue cheese crumbles. Only at Hardee's. Eat like you mean it. For a limited time participating restaurants. Frank's Red Hot is a registered trademark of Reckitt Benckiser LLC.
Hey, is this Eddie's Auto? Yeah, it's Ed. Well, who's this here? It's Ed. Well, it's Bill Morgan up here just this side of Maryville. Yeah. Listen, I bought a oil filter off of you here a while back, and I believe my car's blowed up now. And, well, they told me to take it down there and just you'd pay for it. Pay for what? Pay for the motor. Who told you that? They told me at Manorville. They did. They said, if he don't, whoop his...
At B&M Tires, they won't blow your motor up. They stand behind what they sell. You won't have to ask for your money back. And at B&M Tires, they get to know their customers well. And no one yet had to go back down there and whoop anybody. At B&M Tires.
So you gonna pay for it? I ain't paying for it. I already know you know what you're talking about. Huh? It's a small filter. I bought it off of you fair and square. Don't you stand behind what you sell? No, sir. I'll be down there for the... Well, I'll be right here. Huh? You keep on. I'll be there. You just come right on.
Joe White at Benny Roberts. They take the cuss out of customer service. It's B&M Tires.
Huh? Somebody could get whooped over this.
Tennessee Saturday night. With me, Tony Basilio.
Brought to you this hour by Jeff Sweat Investment Services.
I'm always happy to help you with your financial needs. Please call me at 423-566-4000. 566-4000. We feature securities offered through LPL Financial. Call me at 423-566-4000 for tax-advantaged investments. 566-4000. We specialize in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and IRAs.
Jeff Sweat Investment Services.
423-566-4000. 566-4000.
Did you know Holston Gas's 121 School Street across from Jacksboro Middle School has a service tech on call for you 24/7? And did you know Holston can set you up on summer payments so you don't have those big winter heating bills? No matter who you currently use, Holston can trade out that propane tank. And they can fill customer-owned cylinders too. Plus, Holston fills gas grill tanks for just $14. Have you seen their brand new showroom? Check it out today. Call for more information at 562-7596. Holston Gas is across from Jacksboro Middle School.
The boys are back at Minton's Tire and Service Center. Susie Minton welcomes back Earl, Chuck, and Emmett to Minton's Tires. You missed them. Earl Delk and Chuck Delk and Emmett Latner. All three of them are now back at Minton's Tire and Service Center. Susie says Minton's sells tires, but it is also a full service center for your vehicle, from oil changes to tune-ups and everything in between. Minton's Tires and Service Center continues its tradition of quality tires, sales, and extra special service you've been accustomed to over the years. Next time you're by, tell Susie Minton you heard her ad here on WLAF. Minton's Tire and Service Center on the 4-lane near Lowe's.
Now is the time to experience Beltone's newest digital technology at no cost or obligation. Beltone is conducting in-office trials of their state-of-the-art hearing aids. After your free hearing analysis, you'll be asked to evaluate sound, comfort, and cosmetic appearance.
Call Beltone in La Follette, 423-201-4600, 201-4600, 201-4600.
This is 1450 WLAF. WLAF. La Follette and East Tennessee's home for
Tennessee Saturday night. With me, Tony Basilio.
And either way, I'll take either suggestion at this point, as I'm working on a blog entry for Friday, and I need some help with it. So to our phones we go. Giblet, hello.
Hey, how you doing, Tony?
Man, great tonight. Thank you.
What's going on, Lot Boy?
Good, sir. Doing well. Hope you are.
Listen, I've got a few things to talk about in addition. Well, obviously I want Tennessee to win Saturday, but, I know what we're up against. And I think all of us realize that, the talent issue that we're going to face. But beyond that, Tony, I just wanted to thank you for the other day. I mean, I listened to that show 3 or 4 times because you played it. Did you play a 24-hour circuit loop of that show?
On the app? I've been playing the show on a 24-hour loop for a couple of weeks now. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I have loved it, especially that show, that one show, because it was so riveting. And my father's almost 90, and I tried to get him to listen to that, too. He saw a Catholic go play many years ago here in Knoxville when he was young, and Revere's, Tennessee.
That's
He'll
neat,
be 90 in March.
90 years young. That's good stuff, man.
Yes, sir. And I'm a teacher, guys, at Fulton High School. I know, Lot Boy, you're a Fulton grad, right?
I am, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, let me tell you, I've worked with the football team for 6 years, videotaping from the sidelines at all the games and the playoffs and championship last year and all of that. And I have never seen the speed like I've seen it this year on so many kids. I mean, we have times where you run the score up and you look up and it's 52-0 and there's 6 minutes left in the second quarter.
It's amazing. It is the best Fulton Falcon football team I've seen in my lifetime.
And the question becomes, what do you do when you're coaching at that level? And, Jerry, we saw this in the last week or so down in Texas. The team got in trouble supposedly, and they reviewed the coach, and these guys scored 91 points on somebody, and then we came to find out that before the game, both coaches met and talked about how they would try and keep the score down, and they both did certain things to try and keep the score down, Giblet, and the other team still beat the other one 91-0.
Oh, we played a bad game last week.
What's the final score in that one?
74-0.
Jeez Louise, man.
I've never seen anything quite like it.
Oh, Lot Boy, I can tell you from the sidelines, and if Xavier Hawkins gets near you, it's like Gale Sayers last week. I thought he split in two, and his bottom half went one way, and his top went the other. I've never seen anything like that. He put his hand on the ground.
Jerry, what do you do? Jerry, what do you do in cases like that where it's 75-0, 91-0? I mean, what can anybody do other than the refs just calling to everybody at midfield and saying, "Hey guys, look, this has been fun. You guys are going to get hurt, and you guys aren't getting anything out of this." Can you do that at some point, Jerry?
Yeah, I guess too. The one thing you could do is, just slow the game down. Have both teams run it down to the last 5 seconds before you snap it off, on the play clock. Stuff like that. Nowadays everybody's trying to go so fast. Even a lot of the high school teams are trying to get as many plays in with the no huddle. So, just taking as much time in between each play is probably the route I'd go, and just run the ball pretty much.
Giblet, was it a deal where they were just scoring in one play?
Oh no, it was every kind of way that you can score. Fulton scores, punt returns, kickoff returns, interceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just not.
Here's what I'm also. I wish we had at least 2 more scholarships, and I'd get Rollins and Hawkins too.
They're being recruited by lesser schools, but I don't know of any major programs that's looking at them, and I'm not really sure why.
What did the kid at Powell do to get thrown off teams? Anybody know? Have you heard? You guys heard?
I haven't.
No.
Okay.
But it's, at least, if we could just get one of these kids, I think what Fulton's kids are looking at each other and saying is, here we are right next to UT, and nobody's recruiting us. That's in the puzzled. Vanderbilt took Darryl Rollins to Nashville, dressed him in a Vandy uniform, took several pictures, but yet they didn't make an overture to him because, if UT even acted like they were interested, I think he would go there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I've always maintained that for the University of Tennessee, if they just act interested in kids, it helps kids get recruited. I don't think there's any doubt that that's true. Giblet. Just by, even if the interest is just cursory interest or it's even token interest, like Jerry gets from women. Even if it's
Jerry,
that's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing, though, that really helps you sell.
Well, it spreads amongst the kids.
Sure it does.
And they look at UT and think, well, they're here, but yet they're disinterested. I think I'll look at another team, and so they've got, like DJ Campbell. Who's after him, and he's really the catch of the whole team.
What's his list?
I think he's 6'1", 270, playing linebacker and tailback.
Yeah.
And the kid's fast.
And who's after him?
LSU.
That's pretty strong. Have they offered him?
Not yet, but there's a strong interest, and I see the guys there all the time.
Oh wow!
So it's very possible.
I know Vanderbilt's lowered their academic standard at least just a little bit. Do you think Xavier Hawkins, is his grades good enough?
I think Rollins definitely he's got good enough grades, but Xavier, there's some question mark. You're right.
Can you give me a reason Tennessee stays in the game Saturday, or a reason they get blown out? What do you think?
Tradition. I mean, if we've got anything to live on now, I think it's been conjured back up. I sense that there's an esprit de corps that says the line is drawn in the sand and the buck stops here. And my dad just came into this talking to me. It's hilarious. He can't hear me. He's just, hey, Dad.
Yeah, I know the feeling. My dog's sitting below me here, and she hadn't heard a thing I said in 5 years.
Hey, Tony.
Yeah, man.
Hey, listen, I've enjoyed it, guys. I'll let you guys go.
Thank you, Gebler. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, to me, the most interesting part about this game is giving Tennessee some credit, but also at the same time keeping it in reality too. You know, Tennessee's benefited. You know, Georgia came in just with an awful injury bug, and then that carried through the game.
Yes.
And then the next game there, South Carolina, you almost feel like South Carolina. You look at that first quarter, they didn't play like they wanted to be there that first quarter anyways. But the Alabama team will be the first team since Oregon that has a purpose, somebody that has a reason to be out there and try to play hard, from front to the last whistle there. So it'll be interesting to see how Tennessee this game plays against a team that's motivated and is healthy. So I'm interested to see what kind of progress they've made in that situation.
And I don't even know what's fair. When you're looking for that, if the Tide are motivated and healthy, and they do come out motivated and they are healthy, what's a fair expectation for the Vols in that game when you're a 4-touchdown underdog? I don't even know how to begin to even try and figure out, Jerry, what that means, what that looks like.
I think it's going to be closer than that. I mean, Tennessee will be motivated as well. They're feeling good, and like Alabama, for the most part, we're healthy as well. So we're going to have all our guys. They're going to have all their guys, and both teams, they just don't make a whole lot of mistakes, penalties or turnovers, so on and so forth. So I feel like this could be a very entertaining game by the end of it.
865-200-5402. That's the voice of former Vol great Jerry Colquitt, who joins us and who joins me on Tennessee Saturday Night, that you can hear on WLAF and also at TonyBasilio.com. And we're talking, of course, about Saturday's Alabama game. There's some other interesting stuff tonight. You've got Kentucky and Mississippi State just underway. Also tonight, a World Series game. Jerry, you're really, really excited about the World Series this year, aren't you?
Man, let me tell you. You got me the other day when you asked me if I was watching, and I had to admit to you, I haven't watched one inning of the World Series. Being out here in Seattle, it's hard to be a baseball fan because every year everyone out here gets so excited, and the season is over by May. And it just kills your interest for the rest of the season because you want to cheer on your home team there. So I have to admit to you, I haven't watched one inning.
Big Orange Magic is asking, did Jerry just say we'd have a meta win against the Ducks? Did you call for a meta win against Oregon?
No.
Oh, see, people think you picked Tennessee over Oregon in that game, Jerry.
No, I never picked Tennessee over Oregon. No, well, what I said, if they played the game a certain way, that Tennessee can make that game very interesting. But we know that they went out there. I mean, it's not even the same team offensively. What you've been seeing the last 2-3 weeks versus what we saw week 1 with Tennessee.
30 seconds. Not even close. Not only is it not the same thing, it's not even close.
Yeah, you and I talked just what they're doing at quarterback. I saw probably about a third of the snaps. Worley was under center.
Yep.
We talk about this all the time, how better that run game looks. And the tempo of it looks when the quarterback is under center, and also helps. The play action looks real. It looks like a real play action because you can't tell whether or not he's going to hand it off or go back and throw the ball. And some of the things.
Jerry, stay there. Stay there, Jerry. Hold your breath.
Basilio's on a roll. Yeah, I mean really on a roll. At the sushi spot.
Come try my roll with crab yellowtail, jalapenos, tuna, spicy eel sauce, spicy spot sauce, sriracha, green onion, and tobiko.
Yes. And Yoshi.
And remember, Sushi Spot has a full hibachi menu if you like it hot, as well as traditional rolls, as well as specialty rolls like the Basilio. And from the nigiri to the sashimi to the maki or just tamaki, Sushi Spot always delivers with a fresh and delicious taste. Also your home sushitizers. And remember, Sushi Spot features daily lunch specials and great dinner time deals too. Sushi Spot, where Basilio's on a roll, and you will be too. A great spot for lunch or dinner, Monday through Saturday off Emory Road, next to Tanoba North. You can eat it raw or not, but eat it at the Sushi Spot.
The following is an actual recorded telephone call.
That's right. Well, I bought a rim here. It's been about 8 months ago, and this must have been crooked, but it's wore my tar down to nothing. And I'm going to have to get me a new tar out the deal and a new rim, and possibly a realignment job. And well, I want you to pay for a new tar and rim realignment. Well, somebody's going to pay for the thing.
Ed Roy Mullins just known about being in tire of Jacksboro. All this could have been avoided. Joe Whitey, Benny Roberts, they take the cuss out of customer service. It's B&M Tire.
You saying you ain't going to pay? I ain't going to pay. Somebody could get whooped over this.
Tell your neighbor you heard it on WLAF La Follette.
Did you know Holston Gas's 121 School Street across from Jacksboro Middle School has a service tech on call for you 24/7? And did you know Holston can set you up on summer payments so you don't have those big winter heating bills? No matter who you currently use, Holston can trade out that propane tank, and they can fill customer-owned cylinders too. Plus, Holston fills gas grill tanks for just $14. Have you seen their brand new showroom? Check it out today. Call for more information at 562-7596. Holston Gas is across from Jacksboro Middle School.
Stream us online, 1450WLAF.com.
Basilio here from my friends at Cash and Carry Building Supply in La Follette. Everybody knows JB and Kippy Leach have been Tennessee Vol fans for a long, long time. And you likely know that Cash and Carry Building Supply is your locally owned building supply store for all Campbell County. Right now, save on vanity and bath cabinets, 20% off. That's at your locally owned and operated building supply store, Cash and Carry Building Supply, on South Indiana Avenue in La Follette. Yep, same place it's been for more than 25 years, Cash and Carry Building Supply, South Indiana Avenue in La Follette.
You select the roof, we'll install it. We're your locally owned roofing company. We're Valley Roofing. We're located right here in La Follette in the old Woodson Shopping Center, and we specialize in quality metal roofing and quality shingles, and of course, all at reasonable prices. Here at Valley Roofing, we're insured and bring more than 25 years of experience to your job site. Whether you live right here in town or in a surrounding community, we'll be there. We're Valley Roofing, 423-566-6561. 566-6561.
This is Campbell County High School head football coach Justin Price, and this is my radio station, 1450 WLAF.
The tradition continues at All-Star Awards. The old Al Carl Rutherford founded All-Star Awards years ago. Nowadays, Carl's son David carries on the tradition his father started at All-Star Awards. In addition to the classiest trophies and plaques at the most reasonable prices, All-Star Awards now does printed T-shirts and does lamination. Look for David and All-Star Awards in the A-frame that's across the street from the Sonic in West La Follette, or give him a call at 423-562-6761.
At the end of the day, why not unwind with the Rewind? The Trading Post Rewind, weekdays at 4 on 1450 WLAF.
He is, but if he's not, who is?
I'll say this. I think he might be having the best season. I do not think he's the best player in college football, no. If you guys know what I'm saying, like, this team is on the hottest roll, but is Mark, if you had to list player 1 through 50 down there, I couldn't put him at the top.
They're plug and play, Jerry. I mean, it doesn't matter who they have a quarterback. Whoever they have a quarterback performs there.
How close is DeAnthony Thomas to the top of that list?
I'd probably have him around 10 or so.
Give me the top 5 players in college football right now, Jerry.
Well, don't you have to put Clowney up there in the top 5?
I don't know. He doesn't play down in and down out. I mean, there's no question he's an impact player.
Part of there's some other issues, but I have to put him in the top 5. I think Gurley definitely top 5. That linebacker out of Miami,
Yes.
I'm forgetting his name. He's their next Ray Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
When Woods is healthy, I think the wide receiver out of USC, I think he's a special player.
Mm-hmm.
Just on a totally different level than everyone else. Those are the four, but Mariota, I couldn't put him as a top 5 best players in college football right now.
Let's go back to our phones. Dave's down in Atlanta tonight listening to us at TonyBasilio.com, and then young Vince McMahon is listening to us at WLAF in La Follette. Let's get Dave in Atlanta. You're on with Jerry Colquitt. It's Neutral Zone with the Clone. Hello.
Hello, gentlemen. Good to talk to y'all.
Good to talk to you, Dave.
It's the third Saturday in October, and we start dusting off the old 1982 films and and start dreaming of things to come. And, watch those old films, and I think of the team that I saw Saturday sitting in the stands. I thought it kind of resembled the heart that I think that could come out on Saturday. I'm not saying we're going to win the game, but I do think they're going to keep this game. I think they're going to keep it close.
I hope you're right, but close would be good enough for me.
I think close would be good. Let me ask y'all a question. Tell me the difference in the offensive line that we're going to see Saturday and the offensive line that we saw last Saturday. I think they're very similar.
Oh, you talking about on the Carolina side versus Alabama?
Yes, sir.
Jerry, tackle that. You've broken film down on both teams.
Yeah, South Carolina, just in terms of their style, they play a lot more one back. It's interesting. They went to a little bit of 2-back power running game in that second quarter. If you guys can remember, with Mike Davis, and he was averaging about 10 yards a pop. I don't understand why they went away from it, but I think Alabama with them, they're less of a one-back set running team, and it's more of a balance. It's about 50-50. As much as one-back, you'll see as much 2-back in there. Also, 12 personnel, 1-back, 2 tight ends, kind of a thing. So, but this offensive line here, to me, they're very good at both being able to protect the passer, McCarron, just in terms of pass blocking, as well as also implementing the power running game.
Yeah, that's what I see too. And I just, I look at, that outside, number 53, I can't think of his name for South Carolina. He just resembles a lot of those Alabama players. And if we can get to McCarron, I think it's a real key. If we can just get some pressure on him and maybe turn his helmet around one time, we might show a little light there.
Have you ever seen him get hit? Have you ever seen McCarron get hit? Has anybody ever seen him get hit?
It reminds me of a story that my mother used to tell me when she saw Joe Namath play in Legion Field, and it was pouring down rain, and he came out in white pants and he left in white pants. And, it was, that's like McCarron. He just doesn't get his pants dirty, and then we're going to have to get his pants dirty if we're going to have a chance.
No question. Thank you, man. Great talking to you.
You too, Tony. Take care.
Great talking to you. Jerry, you're about to depart. You looking forward to the Thursday night game this evening, Jerry, that's just underway?
Well, if
you sound really excited.
Watching tonight, Cam Newton, he actually has been improving over the last month or so. He's getting a lot better. The LaFleur kid out of LSU. Now you got him on one side and Steve Smith. And pretty soon they'll even get Jonathan Stewart back. So it looks like, the Panthers may be creeping their way back up in that NFC South.
Thank you, brother. Great talking to you, Jerry. You're dismissed.
All right, Tony. We'll see you Saturday night.
Looking forward to Tennessee Saturday night with Jerry Colquitt. By the way, I need you to share with us reasons why you feel good about Tennessee staying in the game Saturday, and then I need to hear reasons from you why you think Tennessee's going to get popped Saturday night. or Saturday afternoon down in Tuscaloosa. 865-200-5402. Again, 865-200-5402. Lot Boy, what do you think of this Mississippi State-Kentucky game so far?
Kentucky scored, so I'm impressed. That's about it.
14-7 game. Inside 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
They're not getting run off the field in the first quarter, so, hey, got to give them credit, I guess.
No, they're not, I mean, the Cats, and that's the thing about when you are where they are material-wise, you have to take it where you can get it. And when you're Mississippi State, you have to blow Kentucky out of your building. You can't just beat them. You have to blow them out.
I agree with that 100%. Young Vince McMahon.
Yeah, the new Mississippi State helmets. What do you think of them?
I actually kind of like them. So
you do like them?
I do like them a little bit. I do.
They look like a cheap Washington State.
They do. You're correct about that. They do.
They're kind of fake looking.
They are.
Look like the Michigan Panthers from the old USFL. I'll date myself here, but I don't understand. Everybody that goes to these different uniforms, if everybody has a different uniform, what's so different about different uniforms?
Everybody's doing it.
So what's so different about it?
I think it's a recruiting thing.
Oh.
I think it's trying to help recruiting, try to appeal to the younger kids. They don't care about your tradition.
Kentucky's tackling looked like us last year. Man, it is quite a
amazing
departure for Tennessee. How much better the Vols are, and Butch Jones talked about the tackling in the Carolina game. He wasn't happy with it. I think he's trying to coach there when he says that because, truthfully, they are 10 times better as a tackling team than they were last year.
I think you're right about that. Right on the money. Man, how bad was Sal Sunseri? I mean, how bad was that guy?
Well, you could say what you want to say about his coaching, but he was a very attractive man. Let's go back to the phones at 865-200-5402. You think I look like Buddy Can't Hack?
He did.
And let's get young Vince McMahon in here, who's listening to us tonight on WLAF. Young Vince McMahon, you're another guy that lives up here in the Norris area, aren't you?
Sure, man, yeah. Up
Beautiful.
There in, beautiful Norris, yeah.
Appreciate you being there on WLAF
Absolutely.
tonight, man. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, great to talk to you guys. Love listening to you guys. Sorry, Cologny's not there tonight. Last Thursday was the first time I tuned in to the show there, but really enjoyed Lot Boy and Cologny.
I'm just glad you didn't turn us off 20 minutes into the show. So
yeah, Lot Boy's an infectious individual. And
Absolutely.
The clone, what can you say about the clone? The clone is, well, he's infected tonight, so that's why he's not here.
He's in a world all his own.
Yes, he is.
Speaking of this Tennessee-Alabama reasons that Tennessee might get popped, even though I'd love to see a Tennessee win, of course, on Saturday. Just looking back at that South Carolina game, it was one of those games where everything, it seemed like, was going in Tennessee's favor. You know, the Rajon Neal forward pass, fumble, or whatever. North one-handed catch at the end. It was things were going Tennessee's way, which was a great thing to see. I love seeing it, but and it's been a long time since we've seen that. But I just wonder, if they can, if that luck's going to be there, so to speak, 2 weeks in a row down in Tuscaloosa.
That's a great point about the Vols getting all the breaks last week, because pretty much, except for the catch that they ruled out of bounds, which was a reception in the latter part, or the midway point of the second quarter, which was a call that went against Tennessee. Tennessee got some pretty...
I think so,
I thought
too.
They got some breaks. And you know what?
It's about time, though.
Sure it is, but another side of the breaks Tennessee's been getting this year is every team, with the exception of Oregon, that they've played, that can play, has gotten really beat up against the Vols. That's another series of breaks. I mean, these guys, for whatever reason, are hurting people.
Yeah, it's I'm just glad to see things have gone their way, but and I hope it continues. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
No doubt about it. Do you have a song that you'd like to recommend that you hear under us tonight as you depart here this evening? Young Vince McMahon?
I think you had some Neil Young on earlier.
Yes.
And I don't know if you've listened to Neil Young's record, Tonight's the Night, but I recently got turned on to that, and from start to finish, that's a great record.
What year is Tonight's the Night from?
Oh, man, I can't tell you right off the top of my head. Probably early 70s, I'd say.
Okay, yeah, Neil Young's a great Canadian poet. What we were playing earlier was a show, a Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young show from 1970, if you can believe that.
All right, sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right,
Tony,
man.
love the show, man. I'll talk to you later.
Excellent call, sir. Excellent call. Lambrito is up next. Lambert, what's going on?
Hey, boy.
What's going on? We've pulled out back-to-back wins.
Hey, I tell you, for that guy that just called, Tonight's the Night was recorded in 75.
75.
And that's one of the albums in Neil's period, what they call the Trilogy of the Ditch. It's Sink Together with On the Beach, which is just a fantastic record. And then he backed it up with Time Fades Away, which is another outstanding record. But that guy's right on the money. I mean, Tonight's the Night. When it's about 3 a.m. and you've had a few cocktails. I mean, that's the go-to Neil record.
Lambert knows his music.
And if you read the story, I mean, it was, if you know the history of that album, that was recorded after Danny Whitten, had OD'd, guy from Crazy Horse, and it was. They said they wouldn't start recording till about 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning, when everybody had just, had a few.
What do you think? Hey, what do you think of Neil Young's bio, Lambrito? Did you read it? Did you read that recent biography?
Waging Heavy Peace. I was pretty disappointed. I mean, he came off, it's really, every other chapter was about an old car he owned or Lionel Trains. I mean, the guy came off as very materialistic, but he's made some great music. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, he's made some great music.
Yep, he's gifted.
White boy, what'd you say? 2 in a row? You say 2 in a row?
That's it. With the Raiders coming up. Can we make it 3?
The game of the season is going to be, you beat the Raiders and you go into New England next week, and you climb back to 500 in that division. You just never know. I mean, you just never know.
I agree. It's amazing when you take ping pong out of the locker room. What
can happen, man?
Everybody's focus changes.
Ping pong's a motivator. Who would have thought?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet to get a win against the Ravens. I mean, anytime. I don't think this team, is going more than 8-8's the ceiling, but, you don't want to lose to the Ravens at home.
Yeah, I agree with that.
This Alabama game, I mean, I know you're trying to pump the sheep up. I mean, they're going to get the damn hell beat out of them. I mean, we all know that. But it's about time. One of these years, we need to make those rednecks down there feel the same way that we felt when we walked out of that stadium in 1990.
That's exactly.
That's right.
That is exactly right, Breeder.
The excruciating pain that I felt leaving that stadium that day. I was living down there by Office Furniture Outfitters down there on 17th and Grand.
Yeah.
And as I walked back, I'll never forget it. I had a pair of Red Wing boots on. And as I walked back from the stadium that night, I kicked every taillight that had an Alabama
flag.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
I kicked every damn taillight.
You did not.
Lambert,
don't lie like that.
Never forget it.
You did not.
I hope they got tickets and up and down the damn freeway. I gave my all for Tennessee that day, brother.
Appreciate the phone call, brother.
Oh, that's beautiful, though.
Lambrito, ladies and gentlemen. He does have a good point, though.
Absolutely,
he
does.
Alabama rolled into Neyland Stadium in '90, and they had no team at all. In fact, we're much better than they are right now, and we're about where they were. I mean, we were Juggernaut City. But
It's amazing. If there was any way to go down there and pull out an upset, boy, it would be really something special. I know that.
Hey, Chad, do me a favor and stay right there. We'll come back, I promise, man. And 2 and 2, we're coming to you. And if you want to get in with us tonight, 865-200-5402. The question of the evening is, why? Give me a reason to feel good that Tennessee stays in the game Saturday, and then give me a reason to feel like they're going to get blown out. If you want to do both in the same phone call, do it up. More after this.
Hey, is this Eddie's Auto? Yeah, it's Ed. Well, who's this here? It's Ed. Well, it's Bill Morgan up here just this side of Maryville. Yeah. Listen, I bought a oil filter off of you here a while back, and I believe my car's blowed up now. And, well, they told me to take you down there and just you'd pay for it. Pay for what? Pay for the motor. Who told you that? They told me at Maynardville they did. They said, if he don't, whoop his...
At B&M Tire, they won't blow your motor up. They stand behind what they sell. You won't have to ask for your money back. And at B&M Tire, they get to know their customers well. And no one yet had to go back down there and whoop anybody. That B&M Tire.
So you going to pay for it? I ain't paying for it. I already know you know what you're talking about. Huh? It's a oil filter. I bought it off of you fair and square. Don't you stand behind what you sell? I'll be down there for the day. Well, I'll be right here. Huh? You keep on. I'll be there. You just come right on.
Joe White and Benny Roberts, they take the cuss out of customer service. It's B&M Tire.
Huh? Somebody could get whooped over this.
Tennessee Saturday night. With me, Tony Basilio.
Brought to you this hour by Jeff Sweat Investment Services.
I'm always happy to help you with your financial needs. Please call me at 423-566-4000. 566-4000. We feature securities offered through LPL Financial. Call me at 423-566-4000 for tax-advantaged investments. 566-4000. We specialize in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and IRAs.
Jeff Sweat Investment Services.
423-566-4000. 566-4000.
Did you know Holston Gas's 121 School Street across from Jacksboro Middle School has a service tech on call for you 24/7? And did you know Holston can set you up on summer payments so you don't have those big winter heating bills? No matter who you currently use, Holston can trade out that propane tank. And they can fill customer-owned cylinders too. Plus, Holston fills gas grill tanks for just $14. Have you seen their brand new showroom? Check it out today. Call for more information at 562-7596. Holston Gas is across from Jacksboro Middle School.
The boys are back at Minton's Tire and Service Center. Susie Minton welcomes back Earl, Chuck, and Emmett to Minton's Tires. You've missed them. Earl Delk and Chuck Delk and Emmett Latner. All three of them are now back at Minton's Tire and Service Center. Susie says Minton's sells tires, but it is also a full service center for your vehicle, from oil changes to tune-ups and everything in between. Minton's Tires and Service Center continues its tradition of quality tires, sales, and extra special service you've been accustomed to over the years. Next time you're by, tell Susie Minton you heard her ad here on WLAF. Minton's Tire and Service Center on the 4-lane near Lowe's.
Now is the time to experience Beltone's newest digital technology at no cost or obligation. Beltone is conducting in-office trials of their state-of-the-art hearing aids. After your free hearing analysis, you'll be asked to evaluate sound, comfort, and cosmetic appearance.
Call Beltone in La Follette, 423-201-4600, 201-4600, 201-4600.
This is Cougar head football coach Justin Price. This season, see and hear all the fun and excitement of Campbell County High School football on the WLAF Sports Network.
Oh, just so distinctive.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
And he's right over the line there. I thought he was a Kentucky boy. Well, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't know. 865-200-5402. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story. You know, somebody brought something up, you or our last caller, Lambert, which bears repeating, and it's this. When is the last time Tennessee beat Alabama when it really hurt Alabama? In other words, when we had that winning streak over against them all those years at the middle of the former tenure on, those really weren't great Alabama teams that Tennessee was beating.
No, they were not.
They were teams that, quite frankly, were un-Alabama-esque. When is the last time Tennessee went into their stadium, or Alabama came into Tennessee Stadium and Tennessee wrecked one of their seasons? Because a loss to Tennessee Saturday afternoon could wreck Alabama's season.
There's no doubt.
It could wreck them.
I was a little too young to know how good Alabama was in the '82 season, so I don't know if it.
Yeah, were they great?
I was only 7, but I know how big of a win it was for us, and here losing to them 11 straight. But I don't know how good they were that year. I don't know if they were a national championship contender. But I can't remember in my adult lifetime just destroying one of their seasons.
No, and the thing is, how many of Tennessee seasons have they wrecked?
Oh, goodness.
They wrecked the season in '87 with Gene Jelks when he returned all those punts. They wrecked Tennessee season in '89 when it was the lone loss and Tennessee had the cobweb backfield.
Yep.
They wrecked the
90 game.
And they didn't have the cobweb backfield because they lost Cobb the week before that game or a couple days before that game. They wrecked the 90 season for sure with that just awful loss in Neyland Stadium. And then when you go back and you look at them, they really put a real spike into Philip Fulmer, Nick Saban's first year down there when they onside kicked. And if I'm not mistaken, that was a 7-5 Alabama team, I think they were, and they blowed Tennessee out that day. So when is the last time we did something to them that wasn't expected? Those years when we beat them, even back in the early 2000s, Tennessee was favored in most of those games, and it wasn't like it was a killer loss to them.
It's amazing. That's just the way the series been, though, and it's been a really streaky series. It's just they go on a 10-year stretch, we go on a 8-year stretch. It's just the way it goes.
Yep.
Jamie,
MP.
I'm sorry, MP.
Take them first as you get them.
Hey, Lot Boy and
Hey, MP, what's up, brother?
What's up, man?
Hey, bud. The 99 season, Alabama had a very, very good football team. Samuels was the Outland winner, and then Alexander was really good. But, 99 was probably one of the most talented teams UT's ever had and underachieved a little bit. But winning 21-7 down there was, that was a really, really good win. But, again, I don't think it was unexpected. I don't know how much it hurt them because they ended up winning the league that year with Dubose as a coach.
That's an excellent point.
And was it 82? Weren't they ranked like first or second? Had just beaten Penn State pretty bad.
Yes.
So maybe 82 was the last time.
They had a play in that Penn State game because I remember I was living in Pennsylvania at the time where Penn State late in that game had a punter. They were dropping back to punt, and the up man, the punter, the up man in the punt formation leaned back and blocked his own punt.
Amazing.
You will never see that.
Obviously 09 should have been, that would have been the year where a very marginal Tennessee team would have beaten a very good Bama team if Lincoln hadn't decided to hit a 2-iron off the ground.
Yeah, but the bottom line is they've blasted a lot of Tennessee seasons. And Tennessee has done very little damage to them through the years in terms of even during the wins.
Exactly, and Tennessee's really good teams, like their marginal teams, have been right in the game, like 04 and 06.
Oh, yeah.
Those were pretty good Tennessee teams, and they were bad both those years, and it was, kind of a close game. So that's kind of what happened there. But that was back in the days, like when Sylvester Croom was getting people fired.
That's right.
That's correct.
That helped build, that got Saban to Bama and that got Urban Meyer to Florida. But you're asking a couple reasons to, number one, feel like it could be a close game, and a second, feel like a blowout.
Yeah.
I think something's going to have to happen early on special teams, like some kind of block punt for a touchdown or maybe a short field, and then they just got to not click. I really think that's the only way it stays. And I think, they probably end up pulling away and winning. Or, if they're able to get a cheap score, then I can see the wheels coming off pretty early.
Yeah, the Tide and the Tide At home, what is it, 4.5 points a game they're giving up, basically? I mean, they're impenetrable at home. It's absurd how great they are, MP, at home, defensively.
And they've not been an underdog in the game since the 09 SEC championship game. And they lost that. They were a dog, and they beat Florida.
Golly, that's amazing.
On the way out, speaking of VR, Tony, if you like ZZ Top, be on the lookout for a sheep-dressed man. Thank you.
Thank you. 865-200-5402 if you want to get in with us. So the Tide hasn't been a dog, and MP would know that, as he's, shall we say, a rambling, gambling man. But they haven't been an underdog since the 09 SEC championship game.
Tony, I don't think they've had a holding call since the 2009 game
That's a
either.
great line, Lot Boy, great line. Here's the thing about Alabama. They're so machine-like. They remind me of when you used to play the Russians back in the day in hockey. There's no smiling on the sidelines. There's no joy in Mudville. There's nothing. Nothing. Let's get Jamie in here. Jamie, you're on the neutral zone minus the clone. Tony Basilio in with Lot Boy. Hello.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, man. How you doing?
What's up, Jamie?
Hey, good. Hey, what's up, Lot Boy? Hey, Chloe, your Tony Basilio is spot on tonight. I just got to tell you.
Yeah, Sprotter. Yeah, Sprotter.
Hey, guys, Tony, don't stop there, man. You were talking about how Alabama's wrecked Tennessee season. You kind of trailed off there. 92, we were mowing through our schedule with Schuler's first year, and that was the year that they brought in those bookends, Copeland and Curry, on their way to the national championship in 92, and then the tie of 93 that we had them beat in their home place. And then don't forget the heartbreaker in 94 on the final play with True Frost, Peyton Manning throwing into the end zone on the final play.
I remember that.
94, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, when you think about it, Tony, they've ripped us up. They've absolutely killed us. At 91, I don't think we had more than a handful of losses, maybe 2 or 3, and of course one of them was them.
You know what would be a great script, Jamie, to write for this one? And for our friends at LAF, we're going to hang on for this break. Just stay with us here, and I'll let you know when we're going to take it. It'll happen in a couple seconds. But it'll be a few minutes late, though, because that's how I'm going to roll tonight. But, Jamie, you know what would be really great is if Tennessee, in a perfect world from a Tennessee standpoint, the Volunteers beat them. Butch Jones has his coming out party Saturday. Nick Saban starts to think to himself, you know what? Because if Tennessee beats them, the fans down there are going to go ape. They're going to go crazy on the talk shows. They're going to lose their minds. They're going to accuse Nick Saban of being distracted by the Texas rumors, and then lo and behold, at the end of the season, he leaves for Austin, Texas. That all could happen. I mean, somebody beats them. That's what those fans down there are going to say. They're going to say, you've been flirting, you're and your agent, you've been talking about, you're not focused. That's going to happen. I mean, that really could.
When you say that, it sounds corny, but when you think about it,
it's true.
When you trace things back to how they actually get started, it's one small domino, like something like you just described.
Yeah, but Tennessee's got to put it in motion Saturday. They've got to put it in motion.
Do you remember when we went down there in Saban's first year and he kicked the onside kick against us, and it changed everything?
Absolutely.
That's what we've got to. We've got to pull something out of the hat, and it's got to work big time.
Well, I know this. Tennessee gets some fourth and short Saturday. Don't punt the football like you did in the Oregon game. Play
Go for it.
to win. Who cares? You're a 28-point underdog. You're walking in there on house money. Play to win.
Tony, we're bringing in some momentum. That's the positive thing I could say about giving us a shot to win.
Absolutely.
And there's a handful of negatives, and I'll leave it at that. But Tennessee's got something going into the Alabama week we haven't had in a while. That's some momentum. Defense looks like the defense of old when we used to win championships. Maybe we have turned, Tony. But hey, y'all keep up the good work. It's good to hear y'all again.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed Jamie's positive phone call this evening.
I feel
Good
you,
for
man.
him.
865-200-5402. Mississippi State and Kentucky. Boy, this is a thriller tonight.
It's a barn burner.
As we come back with more, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned to the Neutral Zone with the Clone. More on the other side after this.
The following is an actual recorded telephone call.
That's right. Well, I bought a rim here. It's been about 8 months ago, and this must have been crooked, but it's wore my tar down to nothing. And I'm going to have to get me a new tar out the deal and a new rim, and possibly a realignment job. And well, I want you to pay for a new tar and rim realignment. Well, somebody's going to pay for the thing.
Ed Roy Mullins just known about being entire of Jacksboro. All this could have been avoided. Joe Whitey, Benny Roberts, they take the cuss out of customer service. It's B&M Tire.
You saying you ain't gonna pay? I ain't gonna pay. Somebody could get whooped over this.
Tell your neighbor you heard it on WLAF La Follette.
Did you know Holston Gas's 121 School Street across from Jacksboro Middle School has a service tech on call for you 24/7? And did you know Holston can set you up on summer payments so you don't have those big winter heating bills? No matter who you currently use, Holston can trade out that propane tank. And they can fill customer-owned cylinders, too. Plus, Holston fills gas grill tanks for just $14. Have you seen their brand new showroom? Check it out today. Call for more information at 562-7596. Holston Gas is across from Jacksboro Middle School.
Stream us online, 1450WLAF.com.
Basilio here from my friends at Cash and Carry Building Supply in La Follette. Everybody knows JB and Kippy Leach have been Tennessee Vol fans for a long, long time. And you likely know that Cash and Carry Building Supply is your locally owned building supply store for all Campbell County. Right now, save on vanity and bath cabinets, 20% off. That's at your locally owned and operated building supply store, Cash and Carry Building Supply, on South Indiana Avenue in La Follette. Yep, same place it's been for more than 25 years, Cash and Carry Building Supply, South Indiana Avenue in La Follette.
You select the roof, we'll install it. We're your locally owned roofing company. We're Valley Roofing. We're located right here in La Follette in the old Woodson Shopping Center, and we specialize in quality metal roofing and quality shingles, and of course, all at reasonable prices. Here at Valley Roofing, we're insured and bring more than 25 years of experience to your job site. Whether you live right here in town or in a surrounding community, we'll be there. We're Valley Roofing, 423-566-6561. 566-6561.
This is Campbell County High School head football coach Justin Price, and this is my radio station, 1450 WLAF.
After midnight.
The tradition continues at All-Star Awards. The old Al Carl Rutherford founded All-Star Awards years ago. Nowadays, Carl's son David carries on the tradition his father started at All-Star Awards. In addition to the classiest trophies and plaques at the most reasonable prices, All-Star Awards now does printed T-shirts and does lamination. Look for David and All-Star Awards in the A-frame that's across the street from the Sonic in West La Follette. Or give him a call at 423-562-6761.
At the end of the day, why not unwind with the Rewind? The Trading Post Rewind, weekdays at 4 on 1450 WLAF.
Saturday for Tennessee staying in the game, perhaps winning. And what are reasons that you can give me that Alabama is just going to blow the doors off the Volunteers? And I would love to hear from you tonight at 865-200-5402.
You think Butch Jones takes the conservative coaching approach going into Saturday, or do you think they lay it on the line and just and go after them?
You know, Jones is a pretty conservative coach. I don't know.
Hard to tell?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It is hard to tell. Hopefully, they play an uneven game Saturday, like you saw South Carolina play. You know, we visited with a writer from South Carolina who, a gentleman by the name of Woods, who said the week leading up to the South Carolina game that he gave Tennessee no chance in that Carolina game. And he came back on the program with us, and he said, you know, he said, you got to really give Tennessee credit for hanging around. See, he thought that they would get to a moment in that game where Alabama would break Tennessee's will a little bit, and Tennessee would fold. That's what people have gotten used to. That's kind of what we've gotten used to.
Yeah, it is. That is what we've gotten used to. When they first took the lead, I thought that there was a chance, they could fold up the tent and call it a day. But they didn't.
I thought it was going to be game time.
And I'm still afraid of that. I think if Alabama jumps out and it's 14-0 or 17-0, that they will fold. They will fold up the tents and head home.
You take away the A&M game, Alabama's giving up an average of 4.5 points per game.
That's
unbelievable. Take the A&M game off the table.
And we don't have Johnny Manziel.
You think?
Points are going to be tough to come by on Saturday.
Johnny Manziel is a freakazoid robot. You know it?
He is.
865-200-5402. We've got some very interesting tweeters out there. Now, Roy Mullins, they're debating how much of a foregone conclusion is the Alabama game. Folks are on the Twitter right now are debating the merits of Tennessee beating Auburn. That's kind of sad, isn't it?
Wow.
One guy says, funny. I don't think Tennessee will win. I can't help you. Sorry. Coconuts reminds us that Alabama was undefeated in 96 and ranked in the top 10. Is that right? Was Alabama undefeated in 96 and ranked in the top 10? That's weird. I don't remember that.
I don't either.
Alabama in 96 was undefeated and in the top 10.
Well, I don't know.
Thank you, Jimmy.
See, he would know that because he's the human computer.
Well, let's check the 4D.
I mean, that guy knows stats about the trainers, 865-200-5402.
Jarvis, welcome in, brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Lot boy, Tony B. How y'all doing?
Hey, man. How you doing tonight, Jarvis?
Doing well.
I'm doing good. Watching this Panthers-Bucs game.
Boy, Jarvis.
I'm going for the Buccaneers, the Carolina Panthers, 3-3. I'm going to get y'all take on something. I've been watching this play out for the past few weeks. And we've seen this kind of happen. We saw it happen to the Bears last year. They went 10-6, found themselves outside of the playoffs. I'm not a huge fan of the new playoff format in the NFL, where all you have to do is win your division. We all remember what happened with Seattle, 4 years ago?
Yes.
They had a losing record, got into the playoffs because they won the division. As a Niners fan, we're 5-2, and in the old format, we would probably be a 3-4 seed, something like that, if the playoffs start today. But in the new format, we're vying for one of those wild card spots. And, probably Dallas or Philly, I don't know what the record's going to wind up, but I think we should be rated ahead of them.
Yes.
But it puts a lot of pressure with the new format to kind of win more than just your share of games, because you may have some mediocre teams get in where the old format, that wasn't the case.
I could not have said that any better myself. I would favor some sort of ranking system. Here's my thing. If you want to take the division winners and put them in the playoffs, I think we can all agree that's a good thing to do. You want to, you give somebody credit for winning their division, but then after that, you have a ranker type system where there's no way if you're a team out of the NFC least this year, for instance, and San Francisco comes through the West where they've got to play much better competition and they win 11 games, there is absolutely no way, and let's just say one of those teams wins 11 games too, out of the East, which isn't going to happen, but let's just say that does happen. There's no way, Jarvis, the 49ers are not getting home field over one of those teams in the East. That's just not right. That's just not right. That stinks, actually.
And that's why I'm rooting for the Bucs, and I have to do that because the way it's looking, guys, is right now we're holding on to one of those wild card slots. But if we end up playing a Dallas or Philly, we're going to have to travel there. But like I said, that's just my little soapbox on the NFL there. I was so glad to see San Francisco sticking to the Titans up there in Nashville. I give the Titans credit. They made the fourth quarter probably longer than the entire game. I don't know what happened there, but I was glad to see us get back to our bread and butter, the running game. And with our receivers banged up, we're kind of forced to go back to our true identity. And it looks like Crabtree and Manningham will be available. But we saw Quentin Dow get a little bit of action, the former nose tackle down in Alabama. And I got to say this, guys. I think, and you see this with a lot of teams, but this previous draft class, it's one thing to have all those picks, but when you see a lot of those guys, and not just being thrown out there, but being coached up, kind of like with our beloved Vols, with a lot of these young freshmen, there's been a lot of rookies in this class who play valuable minutes and meaningful snaps. And I think San Francisco's one of those rare teams where even if you're a veteran, you're having to go all out a little bit in some of those practices because we're just not settling on a whole veteran team, but we got a lot of young guys like a Eric Reed who's making plays right off the bat.
I'll tell you this right now about the other day. I'll tell you what blew my mind was the way Kaepernick, when he passed the ball, was laser-like in his accuracy. I don't know if I've ever seen a quarterback have that kind of day in terms of quarters 1 through quarters 3, the way he was throwing the ball and just putting it everywhere he wanted it to be. Jarvis, that was an incredible performance from Colin Kaepernick, both with his feet and with his arm on Sunday. It blew my mind.
Yeah, as the week has gone on, you're starting to see San Francisco be a little more creative with Cap. I thought they were playing safe. It's a long season, and as I told Clone a couple weeks ago, not having Alex Smith as your backup, and what a season he's having with Kansas City.
Absolutely.
But when you don't have a guy like Alex that something happened to Cap, I think they are trying to figure out how to utilize him without him taking too many hits. Last year, to me, they were kind of playing with house money because they knew we had two quarterbacks that we could win with. And then that's no knock against our backups, but Cap is kind of the only guy that's proven there. But as the season's gone on, you start to see him run a little bit more read options. But I'll say this about Nnamdi. And Tony, I was excited when we got him from Philly, but he hasn't really done much.
He's
awful.
awful.
Tremaine Brock, I think we found us our cover guy. And even if Nnamdi comes back, I think the coaching staff should leave Brock at that corner spot. I just can't believe how far he's dropped off.
He's awful.
He was a good
He was
player
awful in
at
Philly.
the Raiders.
He was
What
total
happened?
hype. He was hype. He was hype. He was hype. He's one of the worst players I've ever seen in my life. Nnamdi Asomugha is terrible. Not only does he have a terrible name, but he's terrible. He's terrible, Jarvis, isn't he?
I would rather have Tremaine. I'm glad that we only signed him for a year. Like I said, much love to him. But Tremaine Brock is one of those young guys. He's emerging as a star in that secondary. Nnamdi, like you said, great name. He's got the size. He looks the part, but I just can't believe. I don't know what happened in Oakland, but he didn't take that with him either in Philly or San Francisco.
And he's terrible. Thank you, Jay. Good talking to you. 865-200-5402. They're showing Tennessee's upset right now on the television, also known as ESPN. The crazy day it was last week. Will the crazy times continue? Give me a reason to feel good about the Volunteers. Give me a reason to feel like they're going to get blowed out. More after this.
Dalton Bearing and Hydraulics is your charter sponsor for Tennessee Saturday Night. To support these Tennessee's friendliest liquor offer millions of hydraulic cylinders, pumps, motors, valves, custom cylinders, custom, the most competitive prices in town. So whether you're looking for the perfect wine for collecting, that special dinner, wedding, party planning, or wine for everyday consumption, Pop's staff will give you the perfect suggestion. David at Pop's Wine and Liquor invites all his Campbell County friends to stop in for the best prices. Only a few minutes drive down I-75 off Emory Road. Pop's Wine and Liquor.
When you're ready to build, remodel, or even build an in-ground pool, just call Billy Paul and say when. Your dreams of a brand new home can come true. All it takes is a call to Billy Paul. 423-912-6899. Now, if you already have your dream home, maybe you'd like an addition or a remodel kitchen, master bath, or bedroom. All it takes is a call to Billy Paul. 423-912-6899. Ever thought about a gift for the entire family? How about an in-ground swimming pool from Paul Construction? That's the answer. All it takes is a call to Billy Paul. 423-912-6899. Billy and his crew have years of experience as well as a long list of satisfied customers. Paul Construction, owned by a former Cougar, Billy Paul.
Paving, sealing, striping. The Boshears paving tradition continues. Parking lots, driveways, playgrounds. The Boshears paving tradition continues. Doug Boshears continues the family tradition of outstanding parking lot, driveway, and playground sealing and paving the Boshears family began many, many years ago. Now's the time to call Boshears Paving to bring your project to life. Go ahead and give Doug a call right now at 562-2162 or 871-0718.
This is Calvin Tonks with Senior Citizen Insurance, and you're listening to my radio station, 1450 WLAF.
Real Tennessee hickory smoked meats and all the fixins. Got you thinking? Well, if you're thinking like I'm thinking, then you're thinking about KP's Barbecue. Real Tennessee hickory smoked meats and all the fixins. Keith Phillips with KP's Barbecue is ready to cater your next event on the tailgate, at the park, at the church, at the reunion. Get the idea? No event is too big for KP's Barbecue. Did you know that KP's can feed 25 people for a total of $75? Call 423-494-1795. And when Keith gets out from behind the smoker, he'll call you back. 494-1795.
Did you know Holston Gas's 121 School Street across from Jacksboro Middle School has a service tech on call for you 24/7? And did you know Holston can set you up on summer payments so you don't have those big winter heating bills? No matter who you currently use, Holston can trade out that propane tank, and they can fill customer-owned cylinders too. Plus, Holston fills gas grill tanks for just $14. Have you seen their brand new showroom? Check it out today. Call for more information at 562-7596. Holston Gas is across from Jacksboro Middle School.
With a lonesome soul boy and a young and dream of growing up to ride. Freight train.
Welcome back to the Neutral Zone. Lot Boy alongside Tony Basilio from the Tony Basilio Studios.
Are you a Merle Haggard guy?
Me?
Yeah.
I can do a little Merle, yeah.
I love it.
I like that. 865-200-5402.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Coming up next on WLAF, and I might carry it on the app at TonyBasilio.com because that's the kind of guy I am. By the way, for our friends at WLAF, tomorrow we're going to be live in hour number 2 of the Tony Basilio Show. You'll have myself and Bino, and what a treat that'll be for you tomorrow there. I want to remind you that coming up right after we conclude in 10 minutes, it'll be Just Sports with a couple of great guys, Les Martin and Brent Allen, a couple of really terrific guys, a couple of really great broadcasters. I've been very blessed to be on their program before in the past, and they're a couple of great guys, and they're extremely excited about the season that Campbell County is having. What about Campbell County and the season they've turned in for our friends up in La Follette tonight? Give them some love.
Absolutely.
When they had over Oak Ridge a couple weeks back, where they had only in that series, and they've been playing them for forever, had only led one time in a game. One time, and they beat them. You imagine having those kids, all the history they overcame to do that?
If I read correctly, they're like 7-1, I think,
Yes.
or 8-1
I
or
think that's
something.
right.
Campbell County's having a fantastic year.
It's an all-time year for the Cougars of Campbell County.
They deserve it.
No question. I mean, they're the most dominant team up there since Vic had his middle school team out there, but of course Vic had the best middle school team money could buy back in the day, but
Tony.
enough about Vic King.
Amazing. Open lines. We're available. Give us a call, 865-200-5402.
I'm being accused by Lambert. He says that he only got 3 minutes tonight on the neutral zone. He says that I'm a disgrace to the neutral zone. He said that
That's not true.
He built the neutral zone, and I'm tearing it down. That's the accusation, right?
Tearing
there in
it
black
down?
and white.
I don't think you're tearing it down. No,
Well, I don't-
absolutely not.
I think we're, at best, treading water tonight. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
At best.
Hey, you're carrying it, and I certainly appreciate you being in here, or it might have not, it might not have went on at all tonight. So Lambert's okay. Lambert will be fine.
So you're telling Lambert to get over himself?
Yes.
Very good. By the way, we'd like to hear from you if you want to help us close things out tonight, 865-200-5402. I'm asking for reasons to feel good about this game tomorrow, and the best people can do on Twitter is favorite that tweet or retweet it. But I'm not really getting a lot of reasons to feel good. Roy Mullins says we're due, plus Auburn beat A&M, and A&M almost beat Bama. So there you go. I kind of like that.
There's some logic there. I like that.
Tennessee, Keith said, Tony, that's right. Alabama was ranked up there in 96, but Tennessee was ranked higher at kickoff, and they were favored in the football game. So it's a different deal. That's very good. That's very good. That was in our building. Very good. Thank you. Let's see here. Orange Magic says, we going to need that Neyland Stadium crowd like Swamp Thing needs the sun to oh, man, don't say that. I can't say that. Let's see. 09 should have been Tennessee's 1990 in that series, but it wasn't, somebody else says.
I agree, but Terrence Cody ate the football, so, I mean...
What are you going to do, right? That was the game. It was just sitting there.
Yep. Sure was.
Can you imagine if they would have won that game, the Vols meaning, and Lane Kiffin would have left in January, how painful that would have been? I mean, the amount of coach worship that would have gone on,
As if that guy's head couldn't have got any bigger
Right.
as it was. It just...
Yeah, man, yeah.
865-200-5402. It's been a most interesting evening, though, tonight. In some ways, it's been business as usual because we've tried to keep the illiteracy factor up this evening. I think we've done that.
We have. I think so.
It's also been a night where things are going according to plan down with the cowbelled ones as they're on top of Kentucky 21-7. Although this game's far from over, Kentucky is explosive offensively. I don't know. I just felt like saying that. There is a ton of empty seats at that game. Have you noticed that?
There is.
A ton. Is anybody going to college football games anymore?
They've made things so expensive, and they've made made
I don't
things
feel sorry for them.
so tough that
and they're playing on Thursday night.
Absolutely.
Of course, Mississippi State is a Thursday night program, but
true.
Still, I want to remind you though that coming up on your app, you're going to hear a replay of today's Tony Basilio show that was just fantastic.
It was. Keith Hatfield, awesome.
Absolutely no question about it. Keith Hatfield brought it to the table. He brought it lean and long and strong. And Keith Hatfield is from where? WLAF country. And WLAF tonight, ladies and gentlemen, coming up, it's Just Sports with Les Martin and Brent Allen. That's going to do it for us. I want to thank you, Lot Boy. Thank you, man, for letting me be here.
No, Tony, thank you for carrying this thing tonight.
Till we meet again, we wish you well. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Go Cats. Get back in this thing. That'd be kind of comical. We love you.
Hey, is this Eddie's Auto? Yeah, it's Ed. Well, who's this here? It's Ed. Well, it's Bill Morgan up here just this side of Maryville. Yeah. Listen, I bought a oil filter off of you here a while back, and I believe my car's blowed up now. And, well, they told me to take you down there and just you'd pay for it. Pay for what? Pay for the motor. Who told you that? They told me at Maynardville. They did. They said, if he don't, whoop his...
At B&M Tires, they won't blow your motor up. They stand behind what they sell. You won't have to ask for your money back. And at B&M Tires, they get to know their customers well. And no one yet had to go back down there and whoop anybody. At B&M Tires.
So you going to pay for it? I ain't paying for it. I already know you know what you're talking about. Huh? It's an oil filter. I bought it off of you fair and square. Don't you stand behind what you sell? I'll be down there for the day. Well, I'll be right here. Huh? You keep on. I'll be there. You just come right on.
Joe White and Benny Roberts, they take the cuss out of customer service. It's B&M Tires.
Huh? Somebody could get whooped over this.
Tennessee Saturday night with me, Tony Basilio.
Brought to you this hour by Jeff Sweat Investment Services.
I'm always happy to help you with your financial needs. Please call me at 423-566-4000, 566-4000. We feature securities offered through LPL Financial. Call me at 423-566-4000 for tax-advantaged investments, 566-4000. We specialize in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and IRAs.
Jeff Sweat Investment Services.
423-566-4000, 566-4000.
Did you know Holston Gas is 121 School Street across from Jacksboro Middle School has a service tech on call for you 24/7. And did you know Holston can set you up on summer payments so you don't have those big winter heating bills? No matter who you currently use, Holston can trade out that propane tank. And they can fill customer-owned cylinders too. Plus, Holston fills gas grill tanks for just $14. Have you seen their brand new showroom? Check it out today. Call for more information at 562-7596. Holston Gas is across from Jacksboro Middle School.
The boys are back at Minton's Tire and Service Center. Susie Minton welcomes back Earl, Chuck, and Emmett to Minton's Tires. You missed them. Earl Delk and Chuck Delk and Emmett Latner. All three of them are now back at Minton's Tire and Service Center. Susie says Minton's sells tires, but it is also a full service center for your vehicle, from oil changes to tune-ups and everything in between. Minton's Tires and Service Center continues its tradition of quality tires, sales, and extra special service you've been accustomed to over the years. Next time you're by, tell Susie Minton you heard her ad here on WLAF. Minton's Tire and Service Center on the 4-lane near Lowe's.
Now is the time to experience Beltone's newest digital technology at no cost or obligation. Beltone is conducting in-office trials of their state-of-the-art hearing aids. After your free hearing analysis, you'll be asked to evaluate sound, comfort, and cosmetic appearance.
Call Beltone in La Follette, 423-201-4600, 201-4600, 201-4600.
Okay, you were listening to Tony Basilio and The Clone. That's the Neutral Zone with The Clone. It's a new show WLAF has been carrying now for a couple of weeks. We hope you enjoy it, and we'll listen every Thursday night from 7 to 9 because it's a great lead-in to WLAF's own Les Martin and Brent Allen, who are on location at Charlie's Pizza in Jacksboro. So good evening to everybody, and welcome to Just Sports. Les?